In a high-density environment like a Mumbai cafe, the baseline state is self-interest. Everyone is moving toward their own goal, focused on their own consumption. Yet, in the middle of this rush, one chair remains isolated and still. That chair was part of a specific daily routine. Mira would arrive, request an extra seat, and order 2 coffees, though she always sat alone. This created a sense of friction for the other patrons. While they mocked her or whispered that she'd lost her grip on reality, Mira remained quiet. Her tranquility didn't match the noise around her. Eventually, the waiter, Ravi, stepped in to investigate. When he asked who the second coffee was for, Mira's answer was simple. She was sitting with Jesus Christ. To an outside observer, this looks like a clear psychological break. In a cynical environment, an act of unwavering faith often presents as a delusion. Then the routine stopped. This chart tracks the probability of her return. By day 3, her absence was a fluke. By day 10, a return was statistically unlikely. For Ravi, this missing pattern created tension. Her silence was louder than the background noise. That empty chair had shifted from a weird quirk to a nagging question. It forced Ravi to stop watching and start looking for her. Ravi left the populated cafe and traced her address to a quiet residential street. He was moving out of his professional ecosystem and into the reality of Mira's private life. He found the door unlatched. Inside, the crisis was visible. Mira lay bedridden, her strength drained, alone in a room defined by shadow and silence. Despite her condition, Mira didn't sound desperate. When Ravi asked if she was okay, she insisted she wasn't alone, holding on to the same conviction she had at the cafe. A physical crisis isolates a person. It removes the distractions of the outside world, leaving only the internal beliefs they have built to sustain them. Ravi's response was a direct resource allocation. This flowchart shows his limited salary being diverted from his own needs and converted into essential medicine. The intervention became a daily cycle. He brought food, acting as a consistent bridge between her isolation and survival. There was no debate about theology or logic. The help was functional. Ravi didn't need to understand her beliefs to recognize her hunger. Under this sustained care, the data changed. Mira's fever broke, her strength returned, and her physical recovery reached a stable baseline. Human empathy acts as a mechanical solution to a physical vacuum. By showing up, Ravi filled the space that illness had carved out. Once she was recovered, Mira asked the obvious question: why would a waiter spend his own money and time to save someone he barely knew? Ravi didn't have a sophisticated answer. He simply said his heart told him to do it. The impulse was instinctual, a core human response to seeing another person in need. Mira saw it differently. She explained that the companion she had been waiting for didn't arrive as a spirit or a ghost. He arrived as a person. He arrived as Ravi. This realization shifted the perspective of the observer. Divine intervention is often indistinguishable from one person choosing to help another. When Mira finally returned to the cafe, the ecosystem had changed because Ravi had changed. For the first time, Ravi was the one placing 2 cups of coffee on the table. He was no longer just the waiter. He was a participant in the ritual. Ravi had internalized Mira's perspective. He now saw the empty chair not as a sign of delusion, but as a standing invitation to be the person who fills it. The solution to a human crisis arrives when an ordinary person chooses to bridge the gap between 2 chairs.